What up, peeps? Joe Passarelli here, live. It's the Joe Passarelli channel, the Joe Passarelli show. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Want to thank everybody who have been liking and sharing the videos. Really appreciate the support. Starting to slowly but surely grow in viewers, and that greatly pleases me and warms my cold black heart. Here live on YouTube, I wanted to get my thoughts out on this whole Nancy Grace debacle, her thoughts on the Warrior, and just my overall thoughts on the mainstream media's coverage on this. Now, why is it when every time we see a professional wrestler die that has really a big name, there's some kind of steroid implication there? First, we heard with Eddie Guerrero, who had been 3 years sober, died brushing his teeth in a hotel. And look, to deny that Eddie Guerrero or Chris Benoit ingested steroids would be a lie. They certainly got bigger those last few years in the WWE, and it would be foolish to say that they did not. However, we saw with Chris Benoit, the whole steroid thing came up again, and was steroid rage the reason why he committed those heinous acts? When all actuality, the reason why he committed those heinous acts was because of serious brain injuries, which was detected by former WWE wrestler Christopher Nowitzki and his associate, the doctor from Africa, whose name escapes me at the moment. But again, you saw the coverage for months after the Chris Benoit death. Steroids. I did reports on it in classes for Rhode Island College. I tried to spread whatever awareness I could about the young deaths in wrestling. How it's not just steroid affected. A lot of it is medications. A lot of it is the pills people ingest. All of that. Well, we see with the Ultimate Warrior tragically passing away at the age of 54, still really weighing on the minds of a lot of wrestling fans this week, as we had just seen him go in the Hall of Fame and then cut that very eerie promo on Raw, which he, in some ways, kind of foreshadowed his death and spoke on his legacy and taking his last breath and all of that. So, looking back on that promo and then the death Tuesday evening in Arizona, him falling to the ground, clutching his heart, the description of his death being described as catastrophic health issues. Certainly, it's intelligent to make the claim that Warrior's ingestion of steroids, cocaine, and other very negative substances in his 20s and 30s and 40s contributed to his early death at the age of 54. That's not foolish to speculate on. However, why is it the mainstream media's job to do that? What is the deal with Nancy Grace and these mainstream media outlets? They see a story. It had nothing to do with steroids. Ultimate Warrior passes on at the age of 54. Very tragic. Now, I don't know if it's a slow news week or whatever the case may be, but why in the blue hell did Nancy Grace have to pick this up, talk about it on her stupid freaking show, which no one freaking cares about anyway, sit there and have a scroll of all the wrestlers who had passed on at a young age, including Owen Hart's name, which we all know steroids had nothing to do with that. That's a whole different story, and I'll probably make a different video on my thoughts on Owen Hart in the future. But to me, it's foolish and it's ignorant to keep shoving the steroid thing down our throat. The WWE's current wellness policy is the best it's ever had. They really have not had issues with drug users over the past few years. When they have had, they've dealt with it. They've suspended people accordingly. I believe in the wellness policy a lot better than I did 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. And why is it that Nancy Grace is drumming up all this negative energy just to focus on steroids? Does the mainstream media have nothing better to do than distract Americans from real issues to sit there and talk about steroids and wrestling, when this story is really about a man dying at 54 years old, leaving 2 daughters, leaving a wife? It's very tragic. And I think it's disheartening and disgusting that Nancy Grace would sit there and choose to make her show about the negativity of this and the steroid implications of this. No one was talking about this before she talked about this on her show. We were grieving over the Warrior. I think there was a lot of positive sentiment in terms of how people felt about the Warrior, and just people grieving over the fact that this man was just showcased on our television. We just kind of reintroduced him into our lives in terms of, okay, he mended the fences and the bridges that were burnt with his mistakes that he had made, in regards to the McMahons and the WWE. And to see him cut that airy promo on Raw, pass away in tragic fashion on Tuesday, which was bad enough to deal with, and then to see his name being besmirched like that on national television on the Nancy Grace show, it's embarrassing. Boycott Nancy Grace. She doesn't deserve anyone's viewership. She's sitting there drumming up stories just to try to elicit emotion and try to stir up trouble. And she doesn't realize the kind of implications this has on people's families, on people's lives, and on people's emotions. Chill out, Nancy Grace. Take a chill pill. It's Joe Passarelli. Like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. And rest in peace to the Ultimate Warrior. Peace.